Okay, so I figured we would do the questions for agnostics just because I am an agnostic at least. So there's only a few of them. Let's go ahead and look at them. Number one, of the two possible kinds of agnostic, which kind are you? One, strong agnostic who says we can't know anything for sure. Or two, a weak agnostic who says we don't know anything for sure, but we could if we had enough evidence. Well, neither of those are the actual accepted definitions of agnostic. Somebody needs to watch my video on agnostic because they're unfortunately so misinformed. I'm agnostic because I doubt the existence of a God. I'm also in doubt that we can gain any kind of knowledge through supernatural means. So I'm agnostic both ways. I don't know if a God exists. I don't have enough evidence to support a God exists. So I'm sorry you don't know what words mean. Maybe grab a dictionary. But let's go ahead and we're going to try to answer these anyway. So, am I the type of person who says we can't know anything for sure? Or am I the type of person who says we don't know anything for sure, but we could if we have enough evidence? I would say I'm more of a number two. I'm sure that if I had enough evidence, I could be convinced and be sure about something. Like, there's enough evidence to support that two hydrogen molecules and an oxygen molecule coming together create water at a certain point. you know? H2O. H2O. Okay, anyway. So I would say I'm number two. So let's go on to the second question. If you're the strong kind, then how do you know that you can't know anything for sure? Well, that doesn't apply to me, so let's skip that. If you're the weak kind of agnostic, then is it not possible that we could know for sure that a God exists if we had enough evidence? Sure, first define that God and then present the evidence. 4. Do you agree that an open-minded person should be willing to look at all the evidence? If so, then are you willing to look at the evidence for God's existence? Sure, I do believe that an open-minded person should be willing to look at all the evidence, and I am willing to examine evidence for God. I've been looking for God for 20 years. To be honest, I kind of almost gave up on it like 15 years ago. Or excuse me, 5 years ago. I after about 15 years of looking, I was like, this is stupid. There is no such thing as a God. And then I just realized that I couldn't believe how many people still believe in this day and age. And I kind of got fascinated and kind of ventured off into atheisthood. So at a certain point, it's just morbid curiosity, as a friend of mine says. But yeah, I'm willing to look at the evidence. I haven't found any evidence. I've looked at a lot of different religions who tell me what a God is, and I've looked at a lot of different arguments from people who tell me what their God is to them, and I just don't see any sort of God. Certainly not some magical, immortal, anthropomorphic being. And if the universe is your God, well then sure, I accept that, but I don't, I have a word for the universe and it's the universe, it's not God. So, if that's your thing, then go for it, but it's not my thing. So I just, what you got, man? I've been through all the bad faith arguments, I've been through all the bullshit, I've been through all the bad science. Show me the evidence you have for God. That's it for tonight. Bye-bye.